welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do the 2025 Connect with Your Decks challenge. Now this wasn't originally like a challenge to show off decks. It was to use one deck per day throughout the month of October, and I did not notice that. I did not realize that. The prompts were really good, and I was like, I think this would be fun to show my decks off. So I completely misunderstood the challenge, but we're gonna go with it anyway. There are 31 prompts because there are 31 days in October, duh. And I'm only gonna do the first 15 prompts today, and then I'll do the next 15 for the next video, because I did try to do this video once already, confession time, and it was horrible. It took forever, and I was like, oh my god, like it was just not a good time. So hopefully this video is not too long. I don't want to keep you guys for too long, but join me as I go through these prompts and think about what decks you would choose for these prompts. This challenge was actually created by Kiala Givehand. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I will have her link down below on Instagram. This is not my original challenge. I didn't create these prompts. I'm just following a post I saw on Instagram that I thought was cute. So let's get started. The first prompt is the first deck you ever used. Now, I actually don't own the first deck I ever used. I got the Witch's Tarot by Catherine. I don't remember. I'll put a picture up here. It was too witchy for me. I love witchy stuff now, and I understand things a little bit more, but it was talking about sabbats, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I was like, I don't even know what these cards mean yet, let alone what a sabbat is and like all the different sabbats. It was just a little too much, and I couldn't relate it to like the mundane. The guidebook was a little too magical for me starting out. So I actually don't own my first deck ever. Which a lot of people do. It makes me a little sad because I'm like, damn, I don't have the first deck I ever owned, but like, it's fine. The second prompt is your most recent deck purchase. Now that for me is the Discovery and Beauty Tarot. This is a Kickstarter. She is beautiful, as said in the name. It is a very earthy deck. Very, ooh, cannot show nudity. I almost did. I don't know if that counts. We'll do this one. I'm not trying to get dinged by YouTube. If you see me looking off to the side, I'm just making sure that you can see the cards. Very focused on the divine feminine wisdom. And depicts women in their full bodies. That I can't really show. I actually really like this death card. I didn't even realize that it was like a butterfly in a cocoon. And then the temperance card, the person has wings. So it's very interesting. But the guidebook for this one, it's short. Oh shit. Cards falling everywhere. The guidebook for this one, she's short, like not much in the write-ups, but they're potent. Okay, don't knock the guidebook. So it has a little description, a question, and an affirmation. They're actually really good, and sometimes you get more information out of the question. And this deck has been really fucking good in terms of connecting with deities and just getting information. Like the messages feel like they're coming from the deity themselves. It's wild. So the third prompt is the deck with your favorite full card. The Whispering Spirits. This is an indie deck as well. I'm so sorry. I will have all the decks linked below. I will have to warn you, I do use a lot of indie decks. Interestingly enough, most of my indie deck, like most of my tarots are indie, and then I have a lot of mass market oracle. I don't know why that is, but this deck, she's really cute. Oh, would you look at that? The full cards right here. Like, are you kidding me? I do. Like, it's just so cute. They're little creatures. I don't know. Let me see. Like, how can you not look at this deck and be happy? That's the Hanging Spirit, the Three of Wands. It's very cutesy. I'm not gonna lie, at first, the fact that they don't have mouths threw me off. But then I was like, wait, they're so cute. Like, they're just so cute. Another really good little white book, but I just don't use her. The cards speak for themselves. I love them. They're a little oversized. Oh, I love this deck. And this strength, that's the strength card. Oh my goodness. Prompt 4, the deck you reach for the most. This is the Zeke's Arcana. This, she's probably gonna show up a couple of times, either in this video or the next video. This was the first deck that I connected with truly, and I understood like, oh, that's how you can read tarot. Like, it was just a wild experience with this deck. And if I am going through a time where I feel like I cannot connect with decks, or I just need a deck that's just that I can understand, it'll be this one. So I just have her handy. She's never in her box. She's on my little shelf, and I pull her whenever I need guidance. I love rotating my decks, but I also understand that this deck is one that I can just pull at any time. This deck made me realize that I love surrealist art, and I want more surrealist decks. I don't have more surreal. I'm just having a moment. Why don't I have more? I need more surrealist decks, because the artwork was, it could be my Pisces sun. It probably is my Pisces sun, but I just love her. We'll end with this death card. Like, isn't that beautiful? Ugh, I love her. Like the butterfly. Anyways, I could talk about this deck for fucking hours. Oh, gilding. Yeah, period. So, I was like, so the fifth prompt is your current study deck. Now, I did have her, I just put her away because I ended up pulling out another deck. Again, I cycle through my decks a lot. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I just love decks. But this is by Joanna Jouse. I wanted the 3rd edition. I still want the 3rd edition. I'm still looking for that. I wouldn't say I didn't love. I just like some of the choices made for the 3rd edition, but I was like, I'd rather have the 4th edition than nothing. And these go for, Jonasa's decks go for so much. I was like, I'm gonna get it now while I can afford it, and not when it's like $300 and I can't get it. So she's confounding. She's confusing for me. She does have my favorite wand suit. I will not lie. But this judgment's really cool. Very witchy very witchy wand suit. Love, like, and it's purple. Purple is my favorite color, as you can tell by my walls. But she's a study deck for sure. I haven't like sat down to study her. I probably should, but she's confounding, but she's cool. I like finally understood her a little bit, and then I like got confused again, so I put her back. Prompt number 6, favorite deck for full moon readings. Now listen, I did not used to do full moon readings, like, at all. And then this past full moon, the full moon in Aries in October, I used these 2 decks in conjunction, and I am now a believer. Sorry. I am now a believer in the full moon potential. Now, we have the Moonchild Tarot deck, Shadow Work Edition, with the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle. I will show them both. The Moonchild, oh, the Moonchild, me and her. I actually used her to connect specifically with the, with Hathor. I lost my words there. With Hathor, the Egyptian deity. She stepped forward. This has a lot of Egyptian iconography. So I was like, that's perfect. And I used it for a bit to connect. But then I was like, I don't know if I like the artwork. I do like the artwork. But it's like one of those, I'm so used to drawings. There's a lot of real people in this one, right? Like, there's real people. Let me like hold the deck in a normal way. Am I okay? There's real people. No person showed up there. That was crazy. I promise there's people. It's real life, I should say. Photo editing, photo manipulation. This High Priestess was one of the defining cards in purchasing this deck, because she went through and changed a decent amount of the cards. And I don't know, Danielle Noel's artwork is another indie deck, sorry, but she's beautiful. I love her now. But I used this in conjunction with the Earth, Moon, and Shadow, and it blew my socks off. Genuinely though, it did blow my socks off. And this is another indie deck. This edition is technically out of print, but she is, oh my goodness. The thing about this one is the keywords. So there's 3 keywords at the bottom, 2 to 3 keywords. Those keywords are so specific, okay? And the reading I did on the full moon with these, I was like, let me try it out. Let me find decks that have moons on them. Like this has a moon. This is a moon. This has a moon on the back. This has moons on the back. It's called the Moonchild Tarot. Like, I was like, let me just see. I'm now convinced. And I have converted. And I'm going to be doing full moon readings every month. With these two decks specifically. I'm never going to switch them. Love those two decks for the full moon readings. Now, deck number 7. Or prompt number 7, sorry. Is a deck that gives you tough love. The Haunted Manor. This is unfortunately out of print. I'm so sorry about that. I'm hoping he does a mass market. This is by Syrian Shadow. All his other decks have gone mass market. So I'm hoping this one goes mass market because I would love to get another copy. Because it's just so good. It has red edges. The backs are really pretty. The thing with this one is that the guidebook will gag you every time. Every time. It was actually it's so wild. This was actually, can you focus? This was one of the decks that I started connecting with Lucifer. And I pulled a card that had nothing to do. Let me find it. I pulled this card. There's always more to learn. I was like, oh my gosh, knowledge, diving deeper into like spirituality. That guidebook was like, why are you acting for other people and not yourself? I was like, whoa, why are you attacking me right now? It was wild. So the guidebook for this one is where the tough love is. Though this deck itself, like, it's really good. Clarifier. If I need to clarify tarot, like on the spot, I need it now, quick, this is the deck I will reach for. Because it's very succinct. The messages are very... You can either dive into the guidebook if you want to, but the prompts and the kind of keyword or phrase under the title gives you all the information you need. And the picture itself too. She's unfortunately out of print, but I hope a mass market version comes out. For real. Because it's a really good deck. Prompt 8. A deck that feels like a hug. The Healing Spirits. She's a mass market. That doesn't deny... I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I love mass market decks. She's very ethereal. And it's Healing Spirits. It's messages from your guides. And they're very like... And this one, the first step is taken. You have asked for help. The artwork, I love this kind of artwork. It's like that vague artwork, but it still gets you to feel emotions and feel things. I don't know how to explain it, but there's no definitive, like you can, I don't know how to explain this artwork. She's just so pretty, and the messages are very... Send out help to others, very empowering, very uplifting. The light in you can lead the way, and like you can see the face there. And oh my gosh, I love this deck. I don't use her enough though, I will not lie. She's one that I forget I have, but she's really good. When I have a tough reading for myself or for clients, I will pull this out. Even if I haven't pulled it out originally, I'm like, we need a soothing, healing message to end this rough session. So the Healing Spirits is it does feel like a hug. So prompt number 9, a deck with your favorite Hermit card. The Dream Vision Tarot. Another indie. Sorry guys, I just use a lot of indie decks. I love, well, that's the Hermit. Can you focus? Okay. Slay. Another really pretty one. If you can tell, I like really pretty decks. Really colorful decks. Decks that are just... I don't know how to explain it. They just tickle my brain. They tickle my brain. And they're just amazing. I actually switched her out. Love this sun card, by the way. I actually just switched her out. This is a deck I use to connect with my guides. A lot of people get alien vibes from this. I don't. I just get spirit guide vibes. Like, this is what the spirit realm can potentially look like. And for me, it's the graininess. I don't know what it is. I love, like, grainy. I don't know if you can see. That would focus. The grainy aspect. Oh, I love that. So, yeah, this deck has my favorite That's also my favorite Hanged Man. I love this deck. There's like prompt 10 is your favorite round deck, and that's kind of a easy winner because I only have one round deck, and that is the Archetypes Oracle. I do love this Oracle though. This is mass market. She's cards everywhere. She's an expensive mass market, but I did get her for like 16 bucks on Amazon. She was on sale. She's thick. This is the literal size of my face. She's huge, hard to maneuver, but I don't find it too cumbersome. I know a lot of people hate the size, and there is a pocket edition, but this deck, man, I didn't get along with her at first. I don't know if that's the right way. This deck felt like it had so much information in it, and I was like, how am I going to ever... There's 78 cards in here. I was like, how am I ever going to remember all these cards? And honestly, it just clicked. I'm going to use this for my year ahead reading because I used it for my month ahead. Another story time coming up. Oh my goodness. I actually used this for my month aheads. I pulled this card in September, the tier, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna feel my emotions. Maybe I'll feel a little more emotional than usual. I'll have to cry things out a little bit. I fully cried for half the month of September. I cried for the first like 12 days of September, and then a few days towards the end. I was like, oh, so you literally meant crying. Because of that, I'm a lot more comfortable using this now. And I can get stuff off of the title, the way the artwork is. It's actually not as complicated as I thought it would be at first. But we'll end on the queen because this... Oh my god, it's so pretty. Bonus, I love the artwork. But yeah, she is my favorite round deck because she's my only round deck. If you have this deck and you haven't done the spread, it's the 4-card spread, is the who, with what, where, and why. I know it does take a little bit to set up because you have to separate them out into different suits, and you have to like know Roman numerals to separate them out. But oh my goodness, was that reading eye-opening. Love that deck. I love the guidebook. Love everything about that deck. Alrighty, moving on to the next prompt. A deck whose guidebook you love. The Queen Map. Can you see the scratches? My dog scratched the fuck out of this box. Oh man, thank God. Because if it was the cards, it would have been an issue. She would have been on timeout. The artwork, it's cute. It's that sounded shady. I didn't mean that. Like, I genuinely mean, like, it's nice artwork. I really like it. It's mostly, oh my goodness, have I been showing nudity? It's a Divine Feminine Wisdom deck. And Divine Feminine Wisdom, it does. Oh my goodness. That's nudity. Are we seeing that? Oh my goodness. But that's not where it shines. This guidebook. If I could marry a guidebook, it would be this one. The guidebook here, because the titles sometimes are like, I think this is based off of Shakespeare. I don't know. But the titles are like, I'm pretty sure part of like from Shakespeare's plays or whatever. And then it has this little bit right here, what is that called? The title? Key phrase. These little key phrases at the bottom of the titles, I wish these were written on the actual cards. Some of them are longer than others, so I understand. But like, if the cards had this key phrase on every card, I generally wouldn't need the guidebook. It'd be better for like client reads, and I'd bring that in more. But these messages, it's like so broad but specific. I'm like, how did you do that? This is a mass market deck. How are you able to get so specific about what I'm going through? But like, I'm sure a lot of people have had that same experience. I'm gonna keep talking. I could talk about this deck for days. If anybody ever asks me a deck, either for Divine Feminine, a good Oracle deck, one to get and sink your teeth into, Queen Ma'am. She's mass market. She's amazing. She's beautiful. Love her. And she's purple. I didn't show the backs. Sorry. Prompt 12. A deck with abstract images. The Lilith Tarot. She's another indie. She's I don't use it a lot, I will confess. Oh my god, is that nudity? Sorry. Oh my god. I don't know how much of this deck I can show. The depictions are atypical to the Rider-Waite-Smith system, which is a system that I am primarily versed in. I honestly haven't delved into the Sloth at all, or the Marseille. But because of that, right, because it strays so far off and some of the images are not typical, it stops me from using it a lot. I'm used to a specific way of the cards looking, and that's my problem. I need to just sit down and connect with her. That's one thing. I just need to put time into it. I just haven't. She's about as abstract as it gets in my collection. She's cute. Like, I really like the depictions. I think they're interesting. I just, because I'm so used to seeing specific images, it like throws me off a little bit. The guidebook is pretty good too. The majors get a lot more information than the minors. So this is the majors, and then the minors get like a little paragraph, upright, reverse. But it does have a lot. It explains like the zodiacs and the different signs. There's different like symbols that she uses throughout the deck. Oh, I put this in wrong. Whoops. There are a lot of repeating symbols within the cards, so she like details that out. And Marion, there we go. Miss Marion details all that out in the guidebook. But I think this is primarily to like use your intuition. I think I'm scared of her. that's what me problem. So, and it's called the Lilith Tarot. Lilith and Lucifer were the first two guides I worked with ever, so she has a special place in my heart. So the 13th prompt is deck with your favorite death card. This is not the last you will see of her either. This is a True Black Tarot, another indie. This deck is amazing, opulent, lovely. It's minimalist. It's pippish, but pippish with pips with purpose. I'm not showing the cards. I'm so sorry. Pips with purpose. And now the death card. Now I gotta find the death card. So we have the death card right here. Oh. The death card. Oh. Very minimal use of color. So when color is used, it's very potent. In the coins, obviously the coins are gold, so you see it, but it's a black and white deck-ish. There's some gold. There's a lot of gold. Yellow. But yellow, black, red, and white. That's it. And it's used very sparingly. This whole deck. Oh my god, is that... this nudity stuff has me stressed out. Really pretty deck. And these feel like otherworldly beings. I do want his other deck. Ephemera, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this deck is also really good for just like really straightforward readings. There's no beating around the bush with this one. You get what you get. Last two prompts. So prompt 14 is a deck for relationship readings. Now, she's back again. Only because I don't really do relationship readings. Like, I'm not opposed to them, but I don't get asked them a lot. And like when I think relationship, I think pink. It like the whole aesthetic of the deck is really pretty, but it's really good for relationship reading. It's really good for every reading, honestly, but I do enjoy her for relationship readings. Every time I've used her with clients, they have been gagged. So we love her. I hope I have not shown any nudity. The court cards in this deck, specifically the queens and the kings. Oh my goodness. Love this deck. I love this deck. I love decks. Oh, there's a problem. And then the last and final prompt. You're a champion if you stuck this whole time. 15, a black and white deck. This is literally my only black and white deck. The True Black Tarot, technically, but it has other like pops of red. This is my only like truthfully black and white deck. And I need to fix that. There was a tarot deck, the Katrin Blackwater Tarot. I need that deck now. And it's a black and white deck. as the name states, it's dark goddesses, but I'd say it's a range of goddesses. It actually has some that I've never heard of before. Like this one, I don't know. I haven't used it a lot, so I'm not super familiar with all the goddesses. But it has from various different pantheons. Even has Aphrodite and stuff, but Aphrodite can have a dark side. You know what I mean? So it's... Oh my gosh. I love this Lilith card. I love Lilith in general, but this Lilith card is amazing. It's also good to use... I have Hecate's back there. It's good to use on altars as representation of deities. Obviously, they're only the feminine aspects, so only goddesses. But still, like, I've never heard of her. I know she's a Korean god of the moon, but pretty sure this is... Oh! From New Zealand. It's a New Zealand goddess. So yeah, here's Athena. This looks like Angelina Jolie for me. I don't know why. Like, tell me that. Is that not Angelina Jolie? Anyway, so yeah, she's my only black and white deck. The messages in the guidebook are short, but they are also very potent. So don't ignore the guidebook. Also, you have to get to know the different deities. The keywords are also good if you don't want to use a guidebook and kind of trying to get a clarifier. I haven't really used it like that. Usually I pull it as like an energy or a guide with me on a month or in the reading or for whoever I'm pulling for. And with that, the first 15 prompts are done. Like I said, I'm going to divide it into 2 because if not, this video would be way too long. And I just love chatting and rambling. So I'm sure I don't know, I haven't edited the video yet, but I'm sure it's probably gonna be like 30 minutes. Because I am a rambler. I love yapping. But I love talking about decks. And I have a story with every deck, literally. It kills me. But I would love to see your responses down in the comments below. What you would choose for your favorite death card, favorite full card. What are your favorite decks in general? I would love to hear. I would also love to hear down in the comments, what kind of videos would you like me to make? I kind of want to put some figures out. Obviously, I want to share more about like my own journey and my own stories. But I would also love to know what you guys would like to see because this is a community. Okay, this is a community effort. I give you guys what you want. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.